lick it good.
Last time I kissed you today.
Today?
Yeah.
You can kiss me when you get back.
No, this is gonna be very stained, so.
Yeah, okay, wait.
Free. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited to share with you this super scary guide to how to use prosthetics to recreate like really scary wounds and maybe like some bruises and some cuts and everything that you want to do during Halloween time. So today I'm doing actually this cut that is actually using the scalp gel, and basically you get 3 parts, A, B, and C, and I'm mixing here A and B in order to get like a skin-like texture, and it's basically like an extension to the skin that you can later cut, and it looks totally natural if you're really careful to blend out the edges as far as possible, because you don't want any bumps or raises except for the part where you actually want to do the cut. Everything else needs to be smoothed out perfectly in order to get that skin-like look, and it makes it look a little bit more realistic. Once you have the A and B part well mixed and applied to the skin, you gotta let it dry a little bit. I used a bit of a help from the blow dryer just because the heat kind of helps it dry faster, and then it looks a little bit shiny. That's why I used a little bit of surgical spritz or like alcohol just to kind of dehydrate the mask, and it looks a little bit more matte. And then I'm gonna use this alcohol activated colors from Krylon, and I'm actually using a sponge and the skin tone color just to kind of blend out the edges to make it look a little bit more natural. And I'm not bothering about the middle part because later I'm going to be applying some bruise gel to make it look even more natural. So now I'm just using like a really sharp spatula to create the tears in the skin, and then I just went over with a little bit more foundation just to blend it in. Even you can see it's not perfect because I know I'm later going to be adding more colors, so it didn't really matter. So I just created all the cuts I wanted to do in the mask, and then I'm actually using some fake blood to fill in the gaps or the cuts to make it look more realistic as an injury. But I'm also going to use something a little bit later that you're going to see in a bit. It's actually called like a scratch filler. There it is. And it's also from Krylon, and it comes in a lot of different shades. For this one, I'm using a dark red. You're going to see on some other tutorials I'm going to be uploading very soon that I use some other shades as well to make it look more realistic. But because I wanted this to look very kind of older and deep that just keeps bleeding, I actually just used the darker shade. And then I just used the arterial blood. I had a few different kinds of blood. I used the arterial one because it's super red, just to kind of smear it around the cuts and make it look more natural. It sounds so weird, but I'm just saying natural and looking like at a really disgusting injury, but it doesn't matter. And then, you know, just play around with it. Use as much blood as you want or as little, because I'm gonna do like a cut later on the neck. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I just wanted it kind of to look like a bullet hole in the arm. So that's what I went for, and I think it looked kind of cool. And later, you're gonna see now I'm gonna use actually bruise gel to kind of blend everything in. I'm also using bruise gel now on Danny's forehead, and if you don't know, the model is Danny, that's my boyfriend. And him and his 2 roommates were kind enough to come with me to YouTube to film these tutorials, and they've been so patient and great, so I'm super thankful for that. But yeah, again, I was playing here with a lot of different colors, some blacks, some greens, purples, reds, all of the colors kind of mixed together to look as a wound or as a bruise here. And then after creating that on the forehead, I moved back to the neck, and same, I'm using the scalp gel here, and I'm using part A and B again mixed with a little bit of skin tone color to blend into Danny's skin tone a little bit better here, because it's a bit on the neck, it's more like visible, and I didn't want it to be too bruised, so I was a bit more careful to color match it. But even here you can see it's not perfect. And I also added some lumps from the previous mixture because I wanted it to look like he has some kind of pieces stuck to his skin and like really disgusting and bad. I know it sounds disgusting, but it's Halloween, what can you do? And the same procedure goes here. I'm using the wound scratch filler to fill in any wounds that I decided to do with my spatula in the mixture, and just playing around with it. Added some blood, a little bit of the bruise gel to kind of make it look a little bit more seamless and like an actual injury. I'm using just my, I think this is the crown brush crown brush. This is the eyeshadow blending brush, and then a bigger brush to smear around the bruise gel, just to, you know, blur out the edges and make it look really realistic and not so much as makeup. And I think, you know, this is the first time I really experimented with prosthetics, and I absolutely love the effect, and it was so much fun. So if you're thinking about it, definitely, you know, it's worth the investment. It's really a lot of fun, and I had a blast doing this tutorial. So yeah, I also kind of added some blood to his ear to, I don't know, make it more dramatic and all, and that's pretty much his look done. Also later I decided to add some purpley bruise gel to his lips just because it makes everything look a lot paler and nastier, and because Danny in this case was a serial killer, I thought it would really kind of tie in the look really well. And then afterwards I also gave him some colored contacts to make his eyes look different. I gave him one white and one black, and it made this effect here. So that wraps up the tutorial, and make sure you stay subscribed for future tutorials, and you can see this trailer of the horror film we did to announce all of the other looks we'll be doing. See you soon!